Hi guys and girls, Rose Burnett here from Mind, Body, Soul Balance, and this is your daily inspiration. So today we're talking about how to deal with stress, and I think it's a very important area to talk about because life is never smooth, and if you expect it to, there's this awesome book out that's called The Happiness Trap. So if you ever come across it, have a read of it. Yeah, it kind of busts all those myths around life, expecting life to be totally smooth and happy and joyful. And I think at our core level, we all know that's not how life goes, right? If life was like that, and often we can have periods where we do go through life and it is smooth and it is joyful and things are just flowing for us beautifully, yeah? Often what happens is we can have one part of our life or several parts of our life that are working really well, yeah? And one that's not, and it's our source of stress. It can be our bugbear. It can be something that we've never quite conquered, right? It can also just be things that happen externally to us that create stress in our life, whether it's to do with relationships, whether it's to do with your work, your finances. And, I think our finances, because we live in such a materialistic world, right? And I'm sure going back in the ages, it was so much simpler, right? But we come into this more complicated lifestyle because of the materialism, because of the high cost of living, right? And it can be deeply stressful. Financial stuff can be deeply stressful, things that really worry you because of your basic needs, yeah? It can be relationship breakups. It can be all sorts of things. It can be your children. It can be frustration and not being where you want to be, whether it's you're in a job that really doesn't satisfy you, you're working with people that are either toxic or, that they're not in flow with who you are. And there's all sorts of things that can create stress. We can have stress from our bodies, yeah. You might be going through illness or injury. There's all sorts of things that can stress us in daily life. So how do you cope with it? I can only share with you my experiences, and I've done a lot of personal development myself, not only around mindset but also about managing emotions and being an energy healer as well. I get to work with clients all around the world, and I tap into a very deep level in terms of what internally within our own balance system, our own energy meridians, our chakras, our chi energy, our aura, how all of that can come into play, right, if we're out of balance, right? And what happens when you're stressed is you start sending stress hormones off through your body, right? And they can be at a mild level, and that the more that you get stressed and you don't release it, you then start getting higher levels of stress hormones in your body, right? And when you get to a certain point, that's when it starts affecting your body. It can create all sorts of illnesses in your body, yeah? It can upset all of your blood sugars. And if you're wondering why you can't lose weight, stress can be a big one, right? Particularly if you're living in a constant state of stress, right? It's also about your diet, your health, and your fitness, right? But a lot of it can be the amount of stress hormones going through your body, yeah? Cortisol can be highly damaging to the body. It's that flight or fight response, yeah? But it can get to a level where it can build up in your body, and that's when you start getting things that trigger in your body, serious illnesses, right, that stop you in your tracks. Often it's about bringing yourself back into balance and recognizing that your life's out of balance, yeah, that you're out of balance. And I think one of the most helpful things that I found over time is one, recognizing that life isn't going to be smooth, right? Being truthful and honest with yourself. Hey, life is a whole series of ups and downs. Yeah, absolutely, can be in any area of your life. The most important thing is how you manage yourself within those stresses and those challenges. And when you come to learn and recognize the triggers within yourself, because often it's not just the people around you. You can be responding in a certain way, reacting in a certain way to stresses, right? That's not healthy for you or other people around you either. You've got to take responsibility for self, how you're showing up in your life, yeah? You can play the blame game and push a whole lot of blame onto other people, but that's not taking responsibility for how you're showing up. Yeah, it's a very important point to be wary of. But when you're stressed, we can react instead of respond, right? We can get angry, we can get frustrated, we can feel sad, we can feel depressed, we can get mad at the world, yeah? And it's about in those moments going, oh, whoa, hang on a minute, I'm out of balance, and take responsibility for the fact that you're out of balance, right? It doesn't matter, and this is a really key point in terms of your own health and well-being, is that you cannot be great to the people around you unless you're in balance and you're in control and manage your emotions and you're in a state of well-being, right? It's a super, super important point because it means that you need to put yourself first, regardless of family demands, children, partners, whatever, yeah? In those moments, because what you're going to do is when you don't bring yourself back into balance and recognize that, everybody else around you is going to suffer, right? From the way that you're projecting out, the way that you're not coping. So it's about recognizing that and going, hey, in this moment, I'm feeling not quite great. Things are upsetting me a little bit more than they should be. Or it's just a reaction to life going on around you. You need to pause and go, okay, I need to just ground my energy and I need to come back to center and then I'll tackle this, yeah? When it's super, super overwhelming, instead of trying to fix things and figure them out, it's a really important time to take yourself out of the picture and go and do something that's going to release the stress, release the emotions. It can be simple things like talking to a friend. You know, be the friend that it is an equal give and take, right? You support your friendships, and when you have those supporting friendships, there'll often be times, sometimes it won't be very often, is that you need to vent, yeah? You need someone to listen to you and just get it off your chest. When you do that, guy or girl, right, it allows you to bring the feelings up and release them out of your system. Yeah, it's so important. That continual release out of your body, out of your chakras, out of your cells, yeah? That's negativity that you need to get out of your body. And when you do that, it doesn't impact you. It doesn't create illness. It doesn't build up. Some of the other things you can do is regularly exercise. The best thing you can do is that connection of physical body, feet on Mother Earth. It can be stuff that's high impact like gym work. It can be swimming. It can be whatever it is for you that you enjoy, but it's got that ability for you to actually feel your physical body in connection with the earth, right? Because when you connect with the earth, you ground your energy in, right? As above, connection to your divinity and spirit world and universal source energy. As below, right? You need to have that connection with both. When you're out of balance, it's super, super important for you to ground your energy to Mother Earth, right? It's how we've been through all the ages, right? Is we've always had this natural connection to Mother Earth, Gaia. And there's a reason for that. It's part of us, right? It's an amazing way to ground your energy, whether it's you just go for a walk, you go and sit on the beach and look at the waves, anything that gets you into a state where you can just release emotions, release stress, pause, yeah. What are some of the other things you can do? You know, journaling's great, but you've got to be in the right space for it. And if you're hyper-stressed, whilst you can get emotions out, particularly it's very helpful if you're going through a relationship breakdown, right, to get your really deep emotions out, because you can do that regularly and you'll find over time that that will lessen. Your need for journaling will lessen because you don't have to tell everyone around you what your woes are, your problems are. You can just express them out. It's getting them out from the deep levels within your body, yeah. But for those that are going through a stressful time, if you're just going to recycle through that through journaling, sometimes that's not really helpful, yeah. You know, I bang on about doing guided meditations. They will help you instantly, right? Instantly release. One of the ways, because I'm also a Reiki practitioner, right? So there is a playlist, and I'll pop it up here. You can connect into it, yeah. These are guided meditations I've done myself in terms of gone right through them. They're done by some wonderful people on YouTube, yeah. It takes you out of self. It takes you into a place of relaxation. Music works at a very deep level in terms of cellular for healing, right? Don't discount how powerful it is. It can literally, depending on what state of mind you're in, allow you just to release the emotions. You can sometimes feel tears flowing. You'll just go to sleep, yeah, during those moments. It doesn't matter. It's still working, right? But it's an instant tonic to help bring you back to a state of calmness. And all you need to do literally is lay down somewhere comfortable, be warm, and allow that music and the guided meditations, because they're often at a high vibration, yeah, that gets into your cells and your chakras, to flow through to you. Being an energy healer, I'll often put hands on. Don't forget how everyone has the ability to tap into universal source energy, right? It's a key part of distance Reiki energy healing that I do. But you've got so much energy within your healing energy within your hands, right? So don't discount it. So whilst you might not know Reiki, you can always put your hands over your chakras. When you're doing guided meditation, one of the most beautiful places you can place your hands is on your heart chakra. You can even just put your hand right there, yeah, and put the other hand on your sacral chakra. And if you don't know where your chakras are, Google them and look them up, right? We've got 7 of them. Start from the top of the crown, third eye chakra, throat chakra, our heart chakra, which runs right across here. We have our higher heart chakra here, yeah. We have our solar plexus, which is our chi energy just below the ribs. Our sacral chakra is just right in the middle of our belly / pelvis, yeah. And then we have the root chakra, which is at the base of our spine. And we have the ego at the back of our head. But when you're doing guided meditations, it's a beautiful practice to feel the heat energy of your hand over your heart chakra, your other hand over your sacral chakra, or you can just basically hold both hands over your sacral chakra like that, yeah, and feel the heat of that, the energy of that. Because those 2 chakras, in terms of energy healing work, will be where you're holding on to your stress and your emotions, yeah. Sometimes people hold them in all sorts of places. You can physically feel it, like in your jaw, in your head. If you get tension, headaches, that's stress you're holding on to, yeah. And I think from my own experiences in terms of the energy healing work that I've done, the more that you can clear out those chakras in terms of stresses and things you're holding on to, the better you're going to feel. Yeah, absolutely amazing in terms of raising your vibration, but you get to continually clear stuff out of the body, and it's so, so important. Some of the other things you can do in terms of managing stress is the self-talk, right? You can definitely get stuck into a state of recycling through things and telling yourself how bad stuff is. This morning I was super, super tired, right? I've been working pretty hard. Just got the mid-months out, depending on when you're watching this. And I don't know what's gone on, but I haven't been sleeping too well, right? And for me, I exercise at least minimum 6 days a week. I usually have a day off, right? And today was my day for my walk. And I was just super, super tired. And I thought, you know what? I just want to go down and I'll start my day. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break in terms of how hard I push myself. And this is the other thing you've got to recognise, is that sometimes you just need to be kind and gentle to yourself, yeah? So I went down and I had a coffee and I had a muffin. I have to say, breakfast muffin, yeah. It was blowing a gale down there. Normally it's beautiful, but I had to have my parka on. But I still sat outside. The joy of sitting outside is that nature will always surprise you, right? I had dolphins flipping out of the water, flipping out, and I'm going, as cold as it is out here, I needed that to light my soul up, right? My soul light up. And then I took a gentle walk, and I went and sat at a place that I find quite beautiful in terms of connecting into spirit, and spoke to spirit. And I do that. You do that silently, right? Connecting in. You can unload your worries, your cares. You can ask for what you want. You put out to the world, universe, what you want to manifest. Talk to your angels, your spirit guides. I'm sitting there, and this is a totally different spot, right, around the river. The dolphins there were 4 dolphins, 2 together on either side, right, and they were flipping out of the water constantly. And I just sat there and watched them and went, you know what, this is just it's so peaceful and so joyful and so wild. Don't discount the amazing stuff that you can see in nature that's going to get you out of that small talk, that mindset that you're stuck in, just to refresh yourself and then come back. And one of the best things about stress is, one of the ways you bust that stress is then, once you've got yourself into a state of balance and calmness, is to go, right, what can I do in this situation? Whatever's triggering me, what can I do in this situation to help myself to take action, even if it's tiny? It's always going to make you feel better. But it's also about resetting yourself, constantly resetting yourself. It's an active daily practice, right? If I can say anything to you, the most important thing to take away from this video is the importance of getting the emotions and the stress out of your body. Don't push it down. Don't hold on to it. Yeah, whatever you need to do. Yeah. So I hope that helps. You have an awesome day. Much love, much light. Namaste.